Welcome back, City Skylines players and fans, to Capital City. Now that we've completed the hotels and the casinos on this side of the avenue here, we're going to move over to this space in the foreground here, and this is going to be a large mall slash office complex, very large complex here. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Let's see, first thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and turn down the resolution a little bit. There we go. I just do that because it makes the mouse move a little bit quicker. And I can navigate a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to fill this entire area in. Most of it's going to be one building. It's a huge mall. I mean, this whole island is a casino slash hotel, leisure, recreation area. So there's a lot of different malls and shopping area. We've got a mall here, and we've got a mall here and stuff. But there's a lot of those in that area for out of town and people from the city that want to shop and participate in the activities in the area there. So let's go ahead and get started here. Bring back the menu. Alright, I did kind of build this ahead of time, did some pre-building and planning. Typically in the past I really haven't done that, but the last few builds here I have, just because the amount of planning that goes into it, and had to make sure that the mathematics worked out on it and that type of stuff. So this one I did pre-build, so I kind of know what's going to happen and what's going to go in what area and everything. So was already working on all that, so I know the numbers pretty well fixed numbers here. So okay, general layout there. Switch to one-way road here. Back over this direction, and one-way road this direction. Yes, I know these are not the same here. That's there's a plan behind that. Let's may change this arc a bit later. Wasn't too happy because we may bring this out a little bit more, but we'll fix that whole intersection here in a bit anyway. A little messed up, but get that fixed. All right, now that we have those roads laid out, let's go ahead and grab. Let's see. Yeah, let's just grab a node here, all the way down. Want a 90-degree road right here. So I want to bring this down. I want to make sure it all matches and the math is all right on it. So I'm going to bring that road down here. And we are going to put, yeah, there. Bring this all the way up. To there. And then we want to connect these two, obviously. Not like that. Like that. Alright. So now we know that this road is parallel to this road, because we use this 90-degree dirt road, and then we know this road here is parallel to this road. Vice versa, we also know this one back here is parallel to this road here. So everything should line up perfectly. Alright, so the next thing, let's go ahead and yeah, let's switch these around, even though we really don't need to, but we'll later. We'll go ahead and get rid of those signs there, or those alerts. Let's back this off one. Yeah, let's go ahead and drop. We're going to go ahead and drop part of the shopping mall in. And the prop I used for that, the asset, is, well, you can't read that. It's a train station from China, I believe. And I'll show you more in detail the name of it, so that way you could, if you want to look it up or download it, you could do that. I think that should be about right. That works perfectly. Actually, we're going to move that over just a little bit. Sidewalk there. And even though there is on the street an additional sidewalk there, so we're going to move this over just a little bit. And there is sub-buildings in there, which is the reason why it was so difficult to delete. So I think we want it right there. So, well, they'll put it back to the same spot. Now we'll just leave it there. That's fine. Alright, so this is one section of this building. One of the larger assets in the workshop. It's absolutely huge. And of course, it is made up of sub-buildings. It only identifies, the game will only identify it as this little structure right here, what's highlighted. It ignores the rest of this, so obviously when you go off, when you pull this section off screen, the rest of it disappears. Of course, I chose the wrong side to do that. There. So because that section is off, out of sight, it disappears. So that is one of the flaws in using a building this large, but it's with any large building in the workshop, it does that. Some people get around it by creating several different sections where it's dependent on roads on several different sides, like the MGM Grand here. MGM Grand doesn't do this because it needs a road on all four sides. Now I've erased one sub-building here, so it only needs it on the three sides. But that's how you avoid that part of it disappearing. Anyway, so let's go ahead. So what we're going to do, I was trying to decide how we were going to do this. So I just decided what we're going to do. We're just going to take the same asset and we're just going to plop it down the opposite direction. And then use move it to move it in place. And I was trying to decide whether I wanted like a park or a walkway in between, or excuse me, or something like that. But I just decided that I think just moving it in and having it just one large complex looks the best and works the best. I think that just looks great there. Obviously, we'll need to tweak it a little bit because it needs to come down. Yeah, it needs to come down this direction a little bit. Actually, quite a bit. Not quite that much, but down probably right about there. And then I think, yeah. So I think we need to come out just a little bit. And then maybe, although that's probably, I think maybe we should probably go to right there. I think that'll work. Maybe just a little bit in, just a little bit. Just like that. I think that works on that side. Which is part of the reason why I was wanting that extra sidewalk there, is to make a small, like, maybe put a fountain in there or something like that, but I think that'll still work like that, because there's still a sidewalk on the street there, so that still works. I think this works fine. It looks pretty good. There's a little bit of clipping there, but that's okay. That will be hidden, so that will not be a problem. So let's go ahead and finish the roads here. We're going to connect this road here. Connect there. And then we're actually going to put in a road here. I think probably right there will work. And then try to get that even. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we're going to come over here to the wide sidewalk. I think this one looks the best. It's the one-way road with the wide sidewalk with 2 lanes. And I put that in. And I think that just looks the best there, even though really, you'll see in a minute, I'm going to be covering that up, so you really can't see it that well from most angles, but just knowing that it's there, though, I think it looks better that way. There we go. I think that looks good. I think that looks good there. Yeah, I think that looks really good there. Here is the name of this asset. You want to look it up on the workshop. That's the English name. I'm not sure if it will come up with that. I just downloaded a bunch of the asset creator. I downloaded a bunch of his props, assets and props and stuff, and I just love this building. So I just love the roof, the texturing and everything. I just think it's great, and I just thought it would. As soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to put it in this area here for this mall. Okay, so what we need now, obviously we're going to go back and detail this, but right now we're going to lay down some parking. So I'm thinking parking garages will probably work the best here. So I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to use this large downtown parking garage. And I've used it in a couple other places, mainly at the airport, the National Airport. And then I think I've used it downtown also. But I think that it just looks great. And then we want to, yeah, I think that works fine there. That works. So, yeah, I think that looks good there. Alright, and then obviously we need to run a road this direction. So we're going to match that road with which that's not going to work because of the way I was placed. The way I placed it, so I'm going to use this one-way road here because I want it right in this square. So you can't do that with those full-size roads. So I'll go ahead and place it, and then just upgrade it to this road here. Go back and upgrade that, and that'll work. Bring this all the way to there. Fill that in. Now, obviously, it wasn't close enough to grab these two here, which is fine. We do need an entrance here, so what we'll do, we'll grab another one-way road, and just like what we did on the other side, we will grab, we'll pull this down. Yeah, let's do that. Make both of those. And we'll just grab one way going this way, and then yeah, we'll go ahead and make it that at just a 90-degree angle. That'll work. And then we'll extend this out just a little bit. Just go do the exact same thing over here. Yeah, it looks like we might have came in. No, we'll stick with that. I think that works. And do the wide sidewalk 2-lane road again. Connect that. And again, we've got clipping there, but that's okay. We'll take care of that here in a minute. So then we'll go ahead and get rid of this. I was just using this as a guideline to, or guide road, to make sure this road is exactly parallel to that one. and exactly 90 degrees to this straight line, or this straight road here, to make sure we have it in perfect perfect measurements there. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good there. Yeah. So the next step here, we are going to put in some additional parking through here, and some additional buildings here. So let's go ahead, but first let's detail this building a little bit on what we're going to do. First thing, I don't think we're going to do it on this video, but we will cover these signs right here, because obviously this is not a train station, this is a mall. And offices. I mean, I imagine there's like 3 stories in this whole section here. Maybe 4 stories over here in this side here, and then that would be like mall and maybe entertainment. Maybe there's clubs in there, that type of stuff. And then these towers obviously are offices. Of some sort, of different offices for lease and that type of thing. So it's a mall slash office complex. So we want to cover up this sign, and then obviously there's one on the other side. So we'll do that probably on the next video. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to go ahead and start detailing this a little bit. Now this is kind of the main entrance, but there's going to be several entrances, because most malls have multiple different ways to enter the building. Sometimes you can go in through the food court, sometimes you can go in through specific stores, that type of stuff. So you can park in multiple locations. So what we're going to do, we're going to put in like several entry points here. And I think using this is from the MGM, and it kind of looks the same as the MGM over there, but I think we're gonna tweak it just a little bit to make it stand out where it's a little bit different. So it should be enough that it's not that big of a deal. There we go. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and grab this. And we're going to use the paint it. And we're going to tweak the color a little bit here. I want it to match the building a little bit. I want it to be a different shade, but I do want it to be a darker gray, kind of black. I think that kind of works. I just don't want it to be a real white color. I think that kind of works a little bit. It's a little darker, but it's not, it still stands out. It's still a little bit different. So then we're going to go ahead and just grab it with Move It. Copy it. It should have pasted in here, or it should have locked in here, but I guess it did not. So, well, that's okay. We'll just make it work. Or like that. Yeah. And then, oh, maybe just because we're paid. Okay. We'll just use the asset over and over again instead of pasting it. Yeah, we may have to tweak this one a little bit because of the pillars. Let's see here. Well, I'm going to give that some thought. I may have to do something different with this side. Either that or we'll do something with this road differently. We'll do something with the road. So we'll leave it like that for now. See if we can get that centered. There we go. And then I thought about it. We'll go ahead and we'll add one on this side. Pull that out to right there. And then it looks like we need to tweak this road a little bit. There we go. That works. I think that will work. We're going to do something with this. I will have to figure out what we're going to do with that. We may pull this garage down an additional 2 or 3 squares. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think actually that's what we'll do that. First thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and yeah, that'll probably be the best option. Somehow my toolbar got messed up here. Go into, where's that? Hide it, Bobby. Here we go. And the toolbar, yeah, somehow position got twisted there. I'm not sure how that happened. There we go. So now we can go in and we can use those buttons without them interfering. So that works. Okay. So now we're going to go in and use painted here. And we're going to copy. And paste. And paste. And paste. There we go. Alright, so now that looks pretty good. And yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do that off camera. I think I want to pull this garage down, clip this garage down, and then pull that road down like 2 tiles down, so that way that will fit in there. Yeah. So if we pull that road down to right here, that'll work perfectly. So we'll do that. And then we're going to do parking the next time. Got another building that we're going to put in here. And then obviously some buildings here. And then we're going to put in, was going to put a large medical complex, but I got to thinking that really wouldn't make any sense. So I'm thinking we're just going to put like a medium-sized hospital in here. Because I did create this huge medical complex that we were just going to move over here. But I got to thinking that probably wouldn't make any real sense to put it right here with all these hotels and casinos and stuff. It would be kind of in more of a commercial residential area, which I guess the mall is a commercial area, but it would be more towards the residential area on the other side of the freeway there, interstate, highway, whatever. So I think we'll put that in later. All right. So the next thing I want to do, really excited about this. We're going to kind of detail this and tweak this later, but I wanted to at least put this in for now. I went through, and this is kind of like a wetlands area, like when there's a lot of rain. There's water flows into this lower land and kind of flows down and drains into the river, and then on this side obviously it kind of does the same thing. It drains into this. So there's going to be buildings built up on both sides of this, all the way up to this tree line on this side, and then all the way up to the tree line on this side. So this is kind of like a wetlands area that they use for flash flooding or just a heavy amount of rain. So what I thought would be kind of cool is to put water in there. And I was trying to figure out how would I do that with the water, with the way the water works in the game itself. It's very difficult to create streams in the game because they have to be a good distance away from the water source in order to do that. So, I mean, I guess technically I could create a larger water source up here and then have it flow this direction or have it flow this direction or whatever. But without creating like a lake or a pond or, you know, a larger water source, how can I do this? So I found this network on the workshop that I absolutely loved. Alright, sorry about that. The game hiccuped a little bit. And it is called Stream Network. And if you search for it on a workshop, you can find it. And you lay it down just like a footpath or a road or a fence or any other network in the game. Water pipes, any of that type of stuff. So I want to use the freeform path and just kind of start under here. It's kind of a path through here. And then obviously we'll have to go back through and detail a little bit, move some stuff around, move some trees, move some rocks. Actually, let's just go and put that rock out. And you can even do stuff like this where you could island in the middle. Obviously that doesn't look good because it can't be an exact. Yeah, that looks better. It's got to be kind of like a teardrop, or it's got to be in an angle in order for it to even to look correct. But we can kind of twist it like that. And then obviously we'll go through and detail this a little bit more. We'll put, I don't know if I really like that. I may twist that. It looks a little bit, doesn't really look real there, so I don't think, take that second one out. First one looks alright, but I think that looks good there. And then obviously we'll go in and detail all this. And that's part of the reason why I left that huge green swash down the middle, was because I knew what I was planning on doing there, so I wanted to make it easier to put that in without having trees in the middle of it and rocks and everything else. So I think that looks pretty good there. Now on this end, what we're going to do, I kind of imagined, like, when they were building all this, that this was kind of free-flowing, and this is kind of like a waterfall, which I may use. There are some waterfall props that are animated on the workshop, and I do have them downloaded. I don't have them active right now, but I may go in and see if I can kind of play around with it to see if I can get it to look good. Because I've never really, to be honest, I haven't messed with it much yet, so I wanted to play with it and see if I can get it to look good. But what we're going to do right now is I think we're going to pull this string down. We're going to grab the freshwater outlet out of the, I think this is what, Green City maybe? Oh, Natural Disaster. Natural Disaster DLC. And we're going to put that in right here. Okay. But what I was imagining was, before they built all this up, there was a waterfall here, and I kind of set it up where maybe it was kind of eroding the land, and they didn't want it to erode to take this road out or anything. So they built these pipes and forced the water to move into these pipes. Is kind of the backstory there, or behind this. That's kind of where I was going with this. So we'll turn that into a procedural object. By doing that, it doesn't work any longer, but it allows you to manipulate it a little bit. We're going to have to let's just go ahead and bring this up a little bit. There. And then let's see if we can get this up just a little bit. Yeah. We may have to lower the land a little bit here. Do a little landscaping here. This down to, grab this. See how that looks. Bar too much. Ideally, what I was wanting was to see the bars a little bit, but the second one in, two of them here, and then when we're done, I want to have two of them down here at water level. to down there. There we go. I think that looks really good there. And then obviously we will tweak it a little bit, do some detail work. But I wanted to add that on there for this one, and because I think I'll do a lot of this detailing off camera, and but I wanted to put that stream on there. But I think that looks really good through there. And I think we're going to put a road bridge right here, use it off of this road. Once we move it over, we're going to move it over to a couple segments. Then we'll put a bridge over that, and then I think we'll actually do, there's going to be another large building over here. I think we're going to do probably a pedestrian path across that. I think that would be kind of cool, a pedestrian walkway connecting the two areas. I think that would be kind of nice there. So yeah, I think that looks good. Any suggestions, comments, feel free to leave those. Hit that like button so that way we could get this video circulating, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Hit that subscribe button so you see the next videos that come out. I'm going to up the resolution a little bit so you can take a look. Doesn't really change it too much. That's the reason why we're going to do some detailing on it. Make it look a little bit better around, but I think it's kind of cool there. And then all those skyscrapers, office buildings on top of the mall there, I think that looks great. And then these entryways, I think that looks kind of cool too. So we'll get that taken care of. But hit that like button, that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. This is Gomer with Gomer Games. Thanks for your time. Have a good evening.